Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the tactics talk. Oh, stand by while I fix this whole thing here. We're not going to start over. Why would we? Today we're on Proc, and I am in my, what is this thing? Char MLE 75, which is really starting to grow on me. Things are going better in it. I'm figuring this thing out. I'm also platooned with Zemke and Dr. Villain, one in a Chieftain P and the other one in a Foch. So we'll pause this for a second, and we'll talk about how I've got this thing set up. I've got a turbo, Bounty Turbo. I have Bounty optics, and I'm running a CVS with optics as my directive in there. I'm running food as well, so definitely in the try-hard mode with this thing. And you'll notice that its spotting is pretty good. Its vision is out to the line right there. And when you hit X and go slower, it's even better. Okay, so this does get a bit of a knock as it's not a great scout. I find it to be very serviceable as a scout, although I am matched against a G-Sor, which is a fantastic stealthy scout, much like basically a Tier 9 Manticore. I really like the G-Sor when I played through it, and I like it as a Tier 9 scout, and I am at a bit of a disadvantage on proc against something that is that stealthy. So I've got speed, good stealth when compared to the rest of the tanks out there, but the G-Sor is definitely going to be a thorn in my side. Potentially. There are two artillery, and unfortunately I've spawned into the north side on proc. I say unfortunately because I actually like the south side a little bit better. At the same time, howsomever, the magic bush is reachable from the north side. So there's both of those things going on. Then the question becomes, all right, can I get to that bush with a G-Sor involved? Also, does a G-Sor have enough burn through to catch me out because my camo's not that great? These are all very valid questions. We're going to talk about how to handle a situation like this when you know you're going against a better scout. There's only one scout on each side on this, so I don't have to worry about multiple scouts. That absolutely changes the calculus quite a bit. There's no EBR as well. And I'm really fast, so right off the bat, I know I'm a little bit faster than the G-Sor. It's no slouch, but I'm a little bit faster. So I believe I can get to these bushes, and I'm going to take a chance. Now, the nice thing about the speed of this and its turning ability is if I do get seen, if I do spot the guy, then I'm just going to bail out of this. I may take some hits, and then I slide in here, and that looks really nice. And I do an okay job sneaking into this bush. And then I probably should have moved a little bit more. I just don't really like how that's sticking out. I think it's all covered up, but I say that because it's going to be a bit of a problem. Now here comes a G-Sor, and I haven't really looked at this. It's been about 2 seconds. 3, 4. Now do I move? I moved. 1,002, 1,000. Okay, so that answers my question. More than likely my stupidity in moving is what got me spotted. I could have sat there the whole time, and I would have been just fine. My moving went ahead and increased the ability of its CVS and allowed it to burn through the bush because I was an idiot. All right, that is a bummer. Now, of course, I've got to bail once I see that, and I'm yelling about how it's no fair and whatnot, and I get then really lucky, and somehow, for a wonder, usually I get shredded by people shooting at me in this situation. They're all missing, and holy cow, a grill only managed to track me. Very, very lucky. Now, what we're going to talk about here now that I've gone dark, and good news is the G-Sor was seen by me with my CVS. So I actually ended up out spotting him. I just stupidly moved. One thing I do in situations like this is I'm going to go right back. I'm not going to try to go right back to the same bush. I know I can't get there, but I'm also aware of the bushes that are on. I didn't mean to do that. I should not have knocked that down. I'm going to take an intermediate bush right here and just call it good. So we'll just slide into this dude and hang out. All right. The rest of the team's doing a pretty good job. We have some guys in the middle. There's good comms between me, Zemke, and Dr. Villain. Dr. Villain's in a nice spot up there. I'm far enough forward that I should be able to keep everything other than the G-Sor from getting very close before I spot them. And we have some guys on the hill taking care of that as well. So we're in a pretty solid position. Now comes a bit of the, I guess you would say, patience game that you have to play on proc. This is why a lot of people get irritated with proc. I love this part of it because now we're just trying to figure out where things are, where they get spotted, and where are the weaknesses, right? We're just probing. We're trying to get those hold down shots and figure out what's going on. I know there's a grill on my side, and I figure there's probably several others. And we're going to watch the hill do some good work. They destroy a Barask up there, and somehow an Artie got seen. I'm not really sure where that guy died. I could probably back up and see it, but he got spotted, which that's fantastic. Their Artie's gone. Huge. Gigatat Chad Ship Tick. I don't know. Maybe did the ship check rage forward and find it, or are these guys? Oh, these guys are playing. Are they having a little bit of a tet over there or something? Don't know. It's hard to decipher the various whinings in chat, my friends. Tiger 2 moves up. If you notice, they're actually shooting into the magic bush here. Watch this. So as we hang out, you'll see shots going in there. Should be one here fairly soon. Pretty common for people to shoot into that bush thinking that somebody might be there. Let's see. You'll notice it later. I noticed a few times. I could hear it too during the game. That's when that's where I just heard one. There we go. There's another one that goes in there. And I'm telling Zemke and Dr. Villain that, hey, they're shooting into that bush just for what it's worth. We've got 1,000 assists. Not a whole lot going on. This is where, like I said, we're being a little bit patient. There's another shot into the magic bush there. We got 3 of them dead. And what we're discussing right now is the hill looks like it's about to win. Once they come off the hill, and provided they don't get shredded, and they get over to the train tracks, now we have the pincers on them. And what I'm saying to these guys is, once that starts to develop, I'm going to move forward and see if we can't find this G-Sor. Because if we can kill this G-Sor, then we're in really good shape. And what I'm worried about, and this is what we were discussing, is that he has fallen back and then snuck up through these bushes a bit. I expect him to be about right here-ish. Probably not all the way forward because I see him again. There's a couple openings right here that he can't get past. That's what hurt him last time a little bit. So there's 2 lines of bushes here. Probably in that general area is where I'm expecting this guy. That means that when I come out of this bush, I fully expect to be lit and maybe shot as I cross over there. I've got my kit reset. And the plan then, fellas, is I'm going to come straight down this and dive into this dip, assess whether I was seen or not, and then either work towards this middle dip to do some spotting, or start moving up the bushes, or go to the middle dip and start working up the bushes. We did discuss for a little while that I might go up the hill, but it looks like not required, right? That's NA over there. These guys are really taking care of that. When you see me switch over to speed mode, and that's something you got to deal with the Char MLE 75, switching back and forth. My accuracy is better, my camo is better, but I'm slower. So for right now, and my vision's better. So right now I'm using the vision. And then the TS5 makes the mistake. He gets up there and takes a shot, so ruins his camo, and I'm just eating up this delicious spotting. 2,522, 2,650, and he's dead. So now we're discussing, hey, where are all these TDs? Well, guys, let's look at it. We got a grill. We know he's down there. The G-Sor appears to be in this corner with him as well. And I am really thinking the other TS5 and the Su-130 are here, unless the TS5 is, over by the STB for some weird reason. Notice that we've completely, more or less, covered the east flank of this map. So we have a good idea that just about every hit point they have is either in the middle or down here on the 1-2 line somewhere. We're up to 2,650 assists. This is the part of Proc where it gets really dangerous for the enemy team. They're stuck in a corner. We have a bunch more guns than they have. Their artillery's dead. And this is really bad for them. And pretty quickly, as we're discussing... Oh, somebody's telling me to go to the next bush. Yep. As this develops, I think really soon here I'm about to go. We see the STB dies. There we go. Switch into fast mode and off I go. First thing I want to know is if I'm spotted doing that. Oh, interesting. The G-Sor's not close enough. Okay. That was confusing to me, to be honest. I'm like, all right, I don't know where that guy is. We pop up and over. And we go, oh, interesting. And I thought he was moving, but actually he's gone AFK. So I'm going to come up here. We're going to switch into accuracy mode. Really, I should have shot the Grill A, because I'm going to eat some shots, but I really want him dead. But he was AFK. I eat a shot, that's a bummer. I eat another shot, also a bummer, and another shot. I bounce the Type 4 shot, which would have absolutely killed me, so a little bit more luck. And now we're going to move around. Because there's no artillery, I don't have to worry. I can just hang out down here. You do have to be a little bit careful, my friends. If you're far back, if you're far to the, north in this particular pit, if there's somebody up here on the ridge, they can get a shot down. So probably safer for me to tuck up forward and hang out there if I was going to stop moving. We go to speed mode, we swing around here, we start working through the bushes. I am giving up some vision while doing this. We find the TS5. I thought this was my spotting. Now I've switched over to where I can see better. We're going to move up. There we go. And that's not my spotting actually, because check that out. The 703 has moved forward. A couple guys are getting some extra spotting, but we're up to 4,493. It's a big scout, guys. It has a harder time sneaking through stuff like this than, say, a G-SOR or a Manticore might. Even the AMX series for the French. It's just much bigger than most scouts out there. We're going to come up here and kind of light some dudes here momentarily. Oh boy, we run right into him, so we'll just bail out. Get lucky again. I think we actually might have... No, we didn't bounce anything. We just got missed. And that cranks us up to 580. And I'm just going to come on in here and start lighting these dudes. There's one right there. We'll bail out. Oh, sorry, they're 4202. 4202. You know, if I had this to do again, what I would have done is switched into speed mode and just come raging through here as all these guns got online. I might have been able to soak up a few more of the spotting points that I think the 4202 started to get. At the same time, though, I'm really only a one-shot to the vast majority of these guys, if not all of them. So if they get a lucky hit early before I start lighting all of them, maybe I don't get to the total that I get to. So it's a bit of a crapshoot on that one. You're going to have to go with your gut. Either come raging in here, try to light them up, maybe swing to the left, just don't come straight at them kind of idea. But once I ran into the G-SOR, I had to bail out of that, otherwise I was going to die pretty quick. So it's kind of to taste right there. That's why I'm being a little bit more aggressive. We'll just accept. Try to shoot that guy, but it doesn't work. And we end up with 7,286. Howsomever, check out the card at the end. This is over 9,000 because, as often happens on this map and some others as well, some of the spotting doesn't count because things are getting hit right after they go dark based on the mechanics of the spotting and who gets credit for it, etc., etc. So it's actually a 9,000 spotting game. That is something to watch out for when you're trying to do missions and say you need 8,000, it's showing you 8,500. You may roll out of the mission showing that you've actually finished it because you had a few extra spotting points in there that didn't show up during the game. The same thing happens for blind shots with actually damaging people. So there you go. It was a romple stomp on Proc, but just some thoughts on how to defeat or counter better scouts. Yeah, he went AFK after he took the big hits, either quit or DC'd or whatever happened right there. And that was very, very helpful for us. I don't know if he'd have been able to sneak forward again and see me again. That would have been a good question. I'm pretty sure it was my movement that screwed me on that. So that's my own fault right there. I got lucky on several occasions on not getting nuked by those guys, but it's not whether you get lucky, it's what you do with it. So there you go. Nice little scouting game on Proc with the Char Emily. I'm not telling you that it's going to counter the stealthier scouts every single time. What I'm saying is with some careful gameplay and leveraging its strengths, it's actually a pretty darn good little scout. That's all I've got for today. We will see ya.